today's adventure, we're tracking down a temple in Bernard Kempfer's book Monumental Bali, part of the Tampaksiring Hedging connection, and we're taking the Pujung road that crosses to Sabatu and bang into Tampaksiring at Pura Mengening. Not sure I've ever done that. There's a famous water temple just around this corner called the Pura Gunung Kawi, which has a wonderful bathing area and a rather municipal garden, I remember. It's just coming into Sabatu village here. The temple will announce itself. Don't know why they don't clear away the scrub to expose these gorgeous views they've made. Ah, there it is in all its glory, and it's got some lovely new yellow frangipanos. Ah, no, there's been a ghastly renovation of the island temple. The Tugu in the Taman has had a horrible brontosaurus transformer facelift. Oh, God. Oh, it's about to be andesized. Oh. Have to do a before and after of that. It was one of my favorite little ponds too. It's been municipalized. How could they? Oh dear, what a travesty. But the rest of the temple's still looking fine. It's only got one or two bamboo tile roofs. Genteng Tieng. Love the yellow frangipanis. And those ferns, those tree ferns up on the hill here are very pretty. Oh, travesty of travesties. Wherefore art thou pond? Wherefore art thou pond of beauty? Fallen to the municipal tendencies. The spring's still looking good too. The road from Sabatu east towards Tampaksiring still has some lovely views. So many art shops. Imagine if there weren't any art shops, the view would be like this everywhere. In the middle of nowhere, there's hundreds of these roadside art shops, churning out handicrafts. The unimaginative, the uninitiated. There's a giant banyan tree just east. Check it out. There used to be giant banyan trees everywhere, and then when electricity came, they just chopped everything down. There are very few left, but Bali really was typified by giant banyan trees. Bingin, which was the Golkar Party logo. That's what attracted many Balinese to the Golkar Party. The Tree of Life, which is also the symbol of a political party in Nepal. So we're going down this village lane to see if we can find the temple. Very lucky I've stopped at this beautiful house. So I've asked to come into the man with the nice gates house, and turns out that he's from an Arya Samaton Agang Arya Kanchang. She's a Pamachutan affiliated family right here in the middle of nowhere, on the back road from Sabatu to Tagalalang. Sani bapan pa nge. Sani masih merajaan nge. Candi Bantar sani. Ninya banggen pana. Kari masuk pana. Oh, lumbung masih ni lumbung cara lumbung driki ni plankiran seni masih. Saya nak pejeng bulu seni nak piadane. Look at that lovely little plankiran. Oh, look at this. What a joy, these lovely little Sabatu-style shrines. Joy of joy, these old Bali colour schemes. Here's some new ones. And there's a very new one. A trend for the brown on brown introduced by the interior designers, but real Bali is of course polychromatic. Chris Carlisle and I tried to introduce this to the Bali Hyatt, but freaks out the Chinese developers. They think it's spooky. They got the Kiasu disease, terrified of colour and movement. Oh, this is lovely. This is an old one too, but I love that central roof element. That would make a great bataka. The nice thing about the old carving, they respect the negative space. So Dad's found this old bataka from the king post support roof decorative element. And in the backyard of the house, while the father's up the rice loft looking for some old bits and pieces. Look, they're making hideous things. Sintengoyong na diki fars ke otar niki ibu karinan keranjang kaban na dana. Po bisa. To you na Bali molong The man to the Bali just have to work. So I found the Pura Penataran Bayan. Oh, it's obviously the father of that Samatan Agang family I just crashed, this compound I just crashed, has done this lovely modern sort of Chandi Bantar. Isn't it a hoot? And up there, the big banyan tree, it's semi-collapsed. It's got the saput, it's got the waistcloth halfway up one of its trunk. This is very special. This tree has grown up, or they built the shrine with these ancient singer statues. But if you go up, pretty flowers. Are they Nagasari flowers? I don't think I've ever seen those before. They're pretty flowers. So the main Sumangen pavilion, which you often find in these Pejing area temples, is still built out of chitakan, sort of adobe bricks. Padmasari looks a little bit added on and squashed in. So possibly it could be pre-Majapahit, the origin of this temple. That rather fabulous banyan tree raging up into the sky here. But there are two very special statues. Majapahit look statues, because being Arya Kanchung, and that could be Arya Kanchung and his consort. And someone's copied the old style door carving, and this is very Sabatu style. Lovely blue rafters. Yes, this is all classic sort of Sabatu and Bayan style. Oh, that Nagasari tree is so pretty on its own there. Lovely. Lovely back of the shrine. Lovely old style carving. The sad thing about all the andesite temples is that you can't really carve it, certainly not in this lovely gentle fluid style that's so popular. That's very elegant proportions. Very handsome. So this banyan tree looks to be self-sown. Why would anyone plant a banyan tree dead in the corner? And up it goes. So we're now moving further east, heading for Tampaksiring after that delightful stop at Bayan, and just when you least expected it, we have a Swiss restaurant, the Bayad Bali Eco Adventure Resort. More slow food and colon whisperers. Oh, that ghastly thing blocking that view. You just want to go around with some light explosives and open views. And the revolution, when the aesthetic revolution happens. Because you want to be back to nature. As Basil Charles once said, I don't want to go back to nature, I came from nature. So we've hit the Tampaksiring road right at Jalan Tirta, where Jalan Dr. Engineer Soekarno turns into the road to Tampaksiring. It also goes off to Kintamani. Now I'm hoping this morning to interview the Pamangku who I saw on the little, what are they called? Rough terrain motorbike, three-wheel motorbike thing last week. Don't tell me the ultimate Soto Ayam Warung is closed. Just to be in this valley again is heaven and bliss. I can feel him near me now, the Pamangku. Besi Madagang. What a tragedy, the Soto Warung's closed. Tutupa. There's just an abundance of spring water around here. The sound of Tampaksiring. Uh-oh, 2 safaris. Hope there's no more copulating Belgians here. Nah. PT Awiwah Mandara. When Awiwah, berarti sing nganten could be same sex. Heaven forbid. Mangkus pada motor aing tu. Gagah mangku gede dikini. Kan ragane ngurus taman nge. Bagus taman Ricky, seni nge. It's my favorite temple water garden. Look at that lovely stone with the waistcloth. Down there is where the boys are. And the salamander Sakti. People come down to get the good water to drink at home, I guess. There's the infamous holy spring where the poor Finnish people were caught in the act and reprimanded and deported, stripped of all dignity. They didn't know. That's just so. Heaven, I'm in heaven. Garden of heaven, this place. Be careful, it's a bit slippery. And the ladies, people praying at the spirit of the holy spring. Musmalukat. Tirta Jambangan, Tlaga Wajah. Well, Tlaga Wajah is featured in Bernard Kempfer's book. I have to look it up. Pak saking napi? Saking Ricky? Oh, saking Klungkung PT Wiwaha. Dados meriki matura. Sering meriki. Tan, tumben. Tlaga Wago dados uning ha. Tlaga Wajah. Sira nikin. Wonten panika. Nge. Informasi dari teman. Seni tebaknya nge. Oh, look, the little kids are sweet here.
When I take my summer vacation, this is where I want to be. Far away from civilization in Bali.
Confirmed Daddy Chaser Anto is beside himself because there's 2 old granddads here with pot bellies. by the hand of the Lord Jesus at the spring. Just now I was doing a funny photo for Agung Damar Negara, the son of my big love, the Raja Pamachutan, Raja Badung, Hidachikoto Pamachutan the 11th. I was doing a funny photo with an air gun. And who should ring but the Chakotay himself? Almost fell off my perch. We are going east after lunch to look for the Pura Pegulingan, old Buddhist temple full of dagobas and chedis. Another 10th century, 9th, 11th century temple as part of the Pura Mengening Tirtha Umpul, Pejing, Bedulu chain. So we've found the Pura Pegulingan, Basangambu. And as Bernard Kemper said, you've got to walk through the rice fields and we'll just see what's happening. They've paved paradise and here it is. I can see the lovely dagoba. Very Burmese to me. See what's happening inside. They've even got a sort of Shiva Buddha Naga Holy Padanda's water vessel water tank there on the right. I had an email from Ruchina Ballinger. She asked me I didn't know any temples having the Odalan. Their anniversaries on the 5th full moon. The first one I go to is having its Odalan on the 5th full moon. Having a sort of blessed day. I love it when the Cagar Budaya, the archaeological sites, get these ghastly municipal makeovers. Oh, because this is the Buddhists. The Buddhists love, Chinese Buddhists love it all a bit kitsch. But it's pretty original shape, probably not an original structure, but I hope to find some original things. It's just interesting as part of our pilgrimage to visit this temple, which is part of the Shiva Buddha movement of the Udayana era. And some lovely Tamyang shields. I make Majapahit Tamyang shields. Magical atmosphere and quite unique. And as so often happens, we saw this at Pura Mengening also. The original structure is a metre below the present. We have some of the original 11th century stonework and even the spouts, which look very Singhasari, rather like Borobudur too. You have spouts like this. They're probably original. One imagines that originally all that was carved. That's very exciting. And then the Chedi has got Buddha's statues with their heads knocked off. Seems a bit unnecessary. Aren't they stunning, these original elements? One imagined that all of those courses were ringed with these lovely figures. Fabulous. One day they'll make more of an effort. That could have been the pinnacle. 2 elephants. It's very Thai feeling, isn't it? More and more I'm sensing the need to do research linking Khmer with Bali. There's a Yoni base there. There's lots of little pieces and suggestions of what the old sits would have looked like, but it would have been highly ornamental. Look at that little curly Q bit on the... Just there, is it? I can't see. There it is. Whoops, there's something. No. Yeah, that's it. It's a barong hanging in its pavilion. I thought it was a barong, but they're actually like wayang wong. Shada wayang wong ada ikko now. Little tales of these unusual, fabulous furry freak brother things. Just 2 courts, but I think the original temple would have been quite different. Look at all these bits and pieces. A little bit primitive, like the sort of Kadiri style. One imagines that it was Javanese bhiksu priests. Oh, is that a kapiting? That could have been part of an old chronogram, what they call, sort of dating structure. That's the yoni there. Ah, there's the heads of the Buddhas, or the Bodhisattvas, the disciples that once adorned the niche that ring the temple. And look at the little elephants here. Terribly Thai. 100% Thai. I'll be a little bit naughty and just have a little peek there. Ooh. So, would have been a lingam on top as you find it. Pura Pegulingan. It's a bit of a mystery thing. This could have been that. Some sort of a. No, there would have been no inner chamber. There's nothingness. We look across the bush on the rice fields and we find the Istana President of Tampaksiring, built by Sukarno, who found the kris, I think Udayana's kris, which he used to win the revolution when the Dutch unequivocally handed, well, the Japanese meant to hand it back to the Dutch and the Indonesians grabbed it. Good on them. And this is interesting, they've got the paniti, or panati as it's called, the isi of the Pegulingan, gold and some terracotta objects, but these are the panchadhatu you find, and they found the Pegulingan also had a Buddha golden Buddha statue. The Bogus Oka, Fouad Hassan, I think he was the Minister of Foreign Affairs with the Governor, the Bogus Oka, the Bogus Oke, when they restored the Candi Pegulingan. Formula Yete Mantra, special Yete Mantra. And the Dhyani Buddha, where's that? That's from up at the top, is it? The Dhyani Buddha? Interesting. Lovely Sabatu, Pejeng, Tampaksiring style carving on these shrines with the swastika, the Buddha swastika on the side, which may have been traditional. The eight-sided Dagoba Chedi at the back is called something Astadala, which means eight-sided, I guess. Oh, there's a wonderful Kirtimukha, face of glory above the Buddha there. I have to look at my books to sort of identify some of these things. Unusual polling flag fluttering. Here's the boys with the things. Fortuitous arrival of... So these boys are called Sinauman Pegulingan. This is a gorgeous... Niki, semang napiadane semanggen. Kadang-kadang semanggen namanya yang begini. Very unusual. Ini tutup arak ya, seni ya. Oh, misi masih singa. Aren't they gorgeous with the Matir flowers? Love that. I'm going to have to peek behind the those curtains there. Sort of Majapahit style things. Lots of offerings here, so I have to take my shoes off. Jangan pun mau winter naga mo. What do we got up here? Oh, lovely. Oh, what an ancient sword and a whip. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Old sacrificial swords. They can be very old. And the Shiwa 8 whip, but these are very Buddhist water containers. Gourd shapes. This is more Majapahit shape. The double dragon planky around here. Mangku Made Gaing, busy converting East Javanese Muslims here. Very beautiful. I discovered the masks of the Wayang Wong. Aren't they beautiful? Saw the bodies earlier. These will be danced on a full moon about the 3rd of November. And they're sitting in their own special piyasan behind, on this altar behind a white and yellow curtain that you can peek through. Special shrine. Haruman. Haruman. Not a piyasan maybe. The Paruman. They get offerings every day too. The masks live in there. Look at these special white rafters, aren't they pretty? Iga Iga Putti. That is so pretty. Sound of the wood chimes. John Darling used to have one of those in his garden. They're like sonaris, but they make a racket. They keep the birds away, I think. They had a ballet like this, a pavilion like this at Pura Mengening. It was called the Ballet Pecanangan, where people make all the offerings, I guess. 4 Chandi Bantaras around it, up on the Styler Bait. So Discovery, Adrian Vickers and Nigel Bullock, if you ever look at my work. More of that Chinese motif on this corner Meru, 3-tiered Meru, and some beautiful, like Makala, faces of glory, monster faces, and double nagas, tail entwined, lotus above. Aren't they pretty? Very beautiful.